All right, so we're going to get started here. Our second comedy of the night and the final comedy of our 2021-2022 season, our May show, is, of course, Fibber, McGEE, and Molly. Now, many old-time radio shows comprised the golden age of radio, but there are people who would argue that Fibber, McGEE, and Molly were the golden age of radio. Its down-home, middle America, everyman feeling made it a popular radio staple with Depression-era families. And then, of course, with World War II-era families. And then, of course, with Eisenhower-era families. Because Fibber, McGEE, and Molly ran from 1935 until 1959 on radio in some shape or form. A hush goes over the crowd. Now, if you look up longevity in the dictionary, I'm sure you will see a picture of Jim and Marion Jordan. Natives to Peoria, Illinois, this real-life couple starred as the fictional pair of middle-aged vagabonds who would eventually put down roots at 79 Wistful Vista. Episodes focused on everyday life and highlighted Fibber's pursuit of various doomed schemes, such as digging for oil in the yard, running the public library, or even getting stuck in fresh pavement, all to the exasperation of his good-natured wife, Molly. Various friends and neighbors would drop by throughout an episode. Tonight you'll hear the blustery Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, who later got his own spin-off show, the timid Wallace Wimple, snooty battle-axe Mrs. Uppington, and the old-timer in tonight's show. So let us take you back to April 4th, 1941, think about that, for an episode of Fibber, McGEE, and Molly entitled Fibber Gets Stuck in Fresh Pavement.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber, McGEE, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber, McGEE, and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with I Struck a Match on the Moon. Ladies, what's the most popular room in your house? Most people say the living room, with the easy chair pulled up alongside the radio. But personally, I want to put my vote down for the kitchen. I spend more time in people's kitchens and in my own than anywhere else. I suppose the icebox has something to do with it. But whatever it is, the kitchen is a cozy room and deserves to be a cheerful one. You can make it cheerful, too, without spending much money. Gay curtains at the window, fresh oilcloth, and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat on the floor. Glow Coat not only gives linoleum floors sparkling beauty and keeps the colors as bright as new, but it protects them against wear, makes them last longer. And it does all this in addition to saving you hours of work, because Glow Coat needs no rubbing or buffing. Just apply and let dry. Glow Coat does the rest. May I suggest that you add Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat to your next shopping list? A man can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, and his wife almost none of the time. So when our hero seems unusually gay and lighthearted, laughing at anything, his better half suspects the worst. In other words, when a guy doesn't grouse, his spouse smells a mouse. That's the way it is tonight with Fibber, McGEE, and Molly.
So when I seen Egghead Vanderveen there in front of Joe's Tavern, I walks up to him. Hi, Egghead, I says, what's cooking? And he says, I am. They just give me the hot foot. Well, sir, that just about tore my upholstery. Because Egghead is the kind of guy who...
McGee?
He's the kind of guy who...
What's the matter with you? You're as merry as a grig over nothing. What's on your mind?
On my mind, nothing. But let me tell you about Egghead. So I says to Egghead...
Oh, I don't want to hear about Egghead. I want to know about you. You always act like this when you're covering up something. Look, did you mail that special delivery letter for me yesterday?
Special delivery... Oh, that... don't give it a thought, Molly. But to get back to what I said to Egghead...
Did you mail that letter?
Why, Molly, am I the kind of guy who, when you tell him to do something you want done, don't mail it?
Never mind that. I just asked a simple question about it.
Did you ever ask me to do anything that I wasn't only too glad to cooperate into doing it? No, sir.
McGee, did you mail that letter?
No.
Well, the reason I wanted to know is that...
I'll do it right away. Why, I'll get my coat, and I'll as soon as I can run across the street...
McGee, let me...
No, I'll do it. Should have done it yesterday. Sorry I forgot, but you can consider the error rectified.
Wait a minute, McGee. The letter is...
Hey, I'll just dash across the street to the mailbox, Molly. Be right back.
McGee, wait a minute. I didn't... Oh, dear.
Sometimes I wonder why the government always puts mailboxes on the corner where somebody else lives. If I had my way, well, I'd... Oh, hi, Gildersleeve.
Hello, McGee. Hey, don't run across that pavement. Can't you see they've just...
Go bounce a meatball, you big ape. I know what I'm doing. Hey, what is this? Fresh tar?
Get out of there, McGee. They've just resurfaced that pavement. You'll get stuck.
What do you mean, get stuck? I am stuck. Why didn't you warn me, you dumbbell?
Duh. I tried to, you little twerp. If you hadn't... Ah, there. Mrs. McGee.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. McGee, come out of that this minute.
I can't. I can't pick up my feet. What is this anyway, tar?
No, it's a new pavement material they're trying out. You like it?
I love it. In fact, I'm stuck on it. Well, Dad ratted to do something. Get me out of here.
Oh, can't you pull your feet up, dearie?
No. Wait. Let me try again. Nope. It's no use. Harder I try, the deeper I get in.
You see, Mrs. McGee. Confidentially, he sinks.
Dad ratted Gildersleeve. If you don't...
Oh, now. Let's all keep calm and think this thing out. McGee, can you slip out of your shoes?
Yes, but I ain't gonna. I just had them half sold.
Oh, come on, dearie. Don't stand there arguing. You're attracting a crowd. Now take your shoes off and start running.
Okay. Okay, here I come.
Well, come on.
I can't. I'm stuck again.
Take off your socks and start over.
Okay, I'll try anything. Now. Oh, well, what do I do now? Take off my feet?
Oh, dear. Who should I call, dearie? The street commissioner? The fire department? The police or the Gallup poll?
What do you mean, the Gallup poll?
Well, you're the man in the street, all right. Well, what shall we do, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I don't know what you're going to do, Mrs. McGee, but I'm going home and get my movie camera. By George, I never saw anything so funny in my life.
Dad ratted, you stay right where you are, Gildersleeve, you big heel.
Oh, McGee, you mustn't call Mr. Gildersleeve a heel.
Well, maybe not. But I'll bet he could have a lot of fun sliding down a shoehorn. Hey, ain't anybody gonna get me out of here?
Oh, now don't get excited, McGee. We'll do everything we can to get you out of there. And
Hello there, daughter. Hello, Gildersleeve. Hi, Johnny. What you doing?
Oh, what do you think I'm doing, you old dodo? Tap dancing?
Tap dancing, eh? You never told me you could tap dance, daughter. Let's see you do a off to Buffalo, Johnny.
Oh, for goodness sake, stop teasing him. He's in a terrible predicament.
Hey, what's this all about, kids? What's he doing out there in the street, daughter?
Oh, he's stuck in that fresh pavement, Mr. Old Timer. Do you know any way we can get him out?
Sure.
How?
Well, you get a couple shovels, see? Then you go down into the basement of your house. You dig a tunnel till you're right under him. Then you dig up until you reach him and you pull him down through.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
that's silly.
It ain't only silly, it's callous and cruel. Everybody making wisecracks while I stand here and suffer. Don't you realize this paving material is getting harder every minute? Call somebody. Do something.
But what'll we do?
How should I know? If you can't think of anything else, throw me a red and green lantern. I'll spend the rest of my life here as a traffic signal.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one fella says to other fella, say, he says, but hey, this ain't any time for jokes, is it? With poor little Johnny out there stuck in the tar.
Oh, it certainly isn't.
Of course not.
Well, on the other hand, it might cheer him up. The way I heard it, one fellow says to other, say, he says, I see where Groucho Marx is going to be a professor of humor at Harvard. That's so, says the other fellow. Where's Harpo going? To Wellesley?
I guess you got something there, old timer. That Harpo is a great guy for blondes. Hey, what am I laughing at? Dad Reddit, get me out of here. Do something, somebody. Don't just stand there. Help! Help!
Hey, what's that guy doing out there in the street? Advertising something?
No, they say he got stuck in that fresh pavement.
Well, if he saw they were going to pave the street, why didn't he get out of the way?
And they ought to put a rail around him and use him as a statue of a leading citizen.
Yeah, that's a good
Hey, Molly! Molly!
Yes, dearie, here I am. And here's a little footstool for you to sit on. Catch!
Much obliged. Is somebody coming out to get me out of this? Who'd you call?
Well, first, Mr. Gildersleeve and I called the Commissioner of Streets, and he referred us to the Department of Health.
The Department of Health.
Yes, he said it wasn't healthy to stand there in the street night and day.
Well, what did the health department say?
Well, they referred us to the License Commissioner. Because they said you were making an exhibition of yourself.
Oh.
Yes, and the license commissioner sent us to the Board of Education.
Dad Reddit, what's the Board of Education got to do with it?
Well, they said they'd teach you to stay off freshly paved streets.
But we finally got to the right people, McGee. This is a new type of paving, and they're sending the inventor of it out.
Oh, well, thank goodness. At last. When will...
Hey, stick in the mud. Can I have your autograph?
Why, certainly, bud. Throw me your death certificate.
That was a good one, yes.
Oh, dear, Mr. Gildersleeve. If that man doesn't get here pretty soon, I don't know. How do you do, Mrs. Uppington?
How do you do, my dear? And Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good day, Abigail.
What on earth is the call of all this boisterous crowd, my dear?
Oh, it's McGEE, Abigail. He's stuck out there in the middle of the street, see?
Well, really? How, what did, I mean, how did he step on some chewing gum?
Oh no, he just started to trot across a freshly paved street. The silly asphalt runner.
Oh, now look here, Mr. Gildersleeve.
But Mrs. McGee, we simply can't have your husband making a spectacle of himself. He is lowering the tone of the whole neighborhood.
Ah, don't give me that Vassar Vaseline, dearie. The next thing you get so exclusive, you want our fire department to have an unlisted phone number.
Well, really, Mrs. McGee.
Wait a minute, girls. Hey, McGee, here's Mrs. Uppington. She wants you to get out of there. Says you're lowering real estate values.
Oh, I am, eh? Uppy, you mean to stand there, wobbling on your wedgies, and accuse me of doing this on purpose?
I really wouldn't know, Mr. McGee. But if you're posing as a personal investigator of paving materials, I have a suggestion to make.
Yeah? What's that?
Did you ever hear of a certain place which is said to be paved with good intentions?
You mean...
Yes, and when you get through here, go there. Good day.
Hey, Molly, where's the guy who invented this stuff? When's he coming?
Well, just as soon as we can get hold of him, dearie.
Just wait till I get a hold of him.
Hey, what is this? Come here a minute, Fibber.
No. Actually, you come here, Wilcox.
All right,
Oh, no, Mr. Wilcox, you'll get stuck too.
McGee is held tight in that new paving material, Harlow. Don't set foot on it.
Why didn't you let him come? He always claimed he was a guy that would stick by his friends.
Hey, you're in a tough spot, pal. Can't you pull yourself loose?
Who, me? Why, sure, Wilcox. I'm just standing here till the steamroller comes by. Then I'll lay down and get my pants pressed.
Well, I can really sympathize with you, Fibber. Standing in that tar, you're typical of the stories I hear every day.
What do you mean, I'm typical?
Oh, you're tarred, aren't you?
Sure, I'm tired, but...
Well, so is every housewife in the world. Tired of the everlasting scrubbing and cleaning and dusting. Tired of dust and dirt and dampness. Tired of trying to keep house with old-fashioned, ineffective methods. Well, that's why they all love Johnson's wax. Because it cuts housework to a minimum and keeps floors and furniture shining and beautiful and protects them against wear and dirt. Get some today. Johnson's wax for that tarred feeling.
Wilcox!
What?
You're fired!
I am not. You didn't hire me, and you can't fire me, and I can prove it.
How, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, I'm going to send the sponsor a war.
Send the sponsor a war. If he'd spend more time listening to Fibber, McGee, and Molly and less to Lum and Abner. Hey, when am I going to get out of here?
No. Take it easy, little chum. Take it easy. We'll just have to wait till the paving expert gets here.
Don't little chum me, you big chump. All you've done since I've been stuck here is stand around and crack wise.
Is that so? Why, you ungrateful little grunion? You lippy little lizard? You wait till you get out of there, and I'll teach you a few manners.
Oh, go on. You couldn't teach a worm to squirm, you big oaf. By the time I get loose from here, I'll be in just the mood to kick you right in the teeth. And I don't care if they ain't paid for yet.
Oh, now, for goodness sakes, boys, stop it.
Now, I just dare him to come out here. That's all. I'll show him.
You can't fight here. And McGee.
Huh?
You owe Mr. Gildersleeve an apology. He's done everything he could to get the city officials to come out here and get you loose.
Yeah, it's like most of his arrangements. Nothing happens.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Why, you abbreviated anthropological aberration?
Who's an abbreviated anthropological variation.
He is not.
I am too.
You are not!
Well, make up your mind. Well, now, stop this bickering, both of you. Come on, Mr. Gildersleeve. Let's go call up the city commissioner again.
All right. Now, don't worry, little chum. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
Okay, Throcky. And hurry back, Molly.
All right, dearie.
Ah, come on, Joe. Let's beat it. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Nah, he just stands there like a dope. Come on, Charlie.
Hey, don't everybody leave. Somebody stay and talk to me. Hey. Oh, the dad ratted luck. Why does everything have to happen to me? If I'd only mailed that letter of Molly's when I ought to, this wouldn't have ever happened.
Hiya, mister.
Sorry, sis, I ain't got no time to talk now. I'm in a hurry.
Where are you going?
I'm going down to the. I'm going to the. Come to think of it, I ain't really. Well, what do you want, sis?
What you doing out there in the street, mister? What you doing? Whatcha?
I'm a scare sparrow. I says I'm a scare sparrow. That's the same as a scarecrow, only I don't scare crows, I scare sparrows.
Why?
Well, they make too much noise. They disturb the frenistans.
What's a frenistan?
That's the kind of thing that gets disturbed by sparrows.
Oh, well, I betcha you can't scare the Whitcombs, I betcha.
What's a Whitcomb?
It's a little girl who doesn't believe that frenistan stuff.
I'm glad you came along, sis. You cheer me up.
No, you cheer me up.
You cheer me up first.
All righty. Shall I tell you a story?
Sure. Tell me a story.
How about Cinderella?
It ain't risque, is it?
Well,
Never mind. Tell me about Cinderella. And take your time, sis. I ain't going anywhere for a while.
All righty. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Cinderella, and she had a nasty old stepmother, and she went to the ball, and she lost her slipper. And the prince found it, and he married her, and they lived happily ever after. You want to hear another one?
No, thanks. I was gonna ask for the one about Peter Rabbit, but the way you boil him down, it'd turn out to be Hassenpfeffer.
I can recite poems, too.
You can? I says you can.
Can what?
Cherries. And be sure to get all the pits out of them.
You're silly, mister.
I guess I am at that, sis. Go ahead and recite something.
All righty. This is gonna be a dandy one, I betcha. The boy stood on the burning deck, mending a pair of socks. It roused his ire when the thread caught fire. Hot darn!
If you don't mind, sis, I think that ought to conclude your benefit performance. You want to earn a nickel by running an errand for me?
No,
You don't?
no, I want to earn a dime.
You're taking advantage of my desperation, sis. I'm going to report you to the labor board. Okay, it's a dime. Now look.
All righty.
Run down to Kramer's drugstore and have him throw me an evening paper. Then run over to my house and tell Mrs. McGEE I want a little table and a deck of cards so I can play solitaire. Oh, yes, and a portable radio.
All righty. Shall I tell her anything else?
Yes.
What?
I'm hungry.
Oh, pshaw!
The King's Men sing Little Brown Jug.
Have you had enough to eat now, McGee.
Not quite. Toss me one more cookie. Thanks.
How about coffee, McGee? Want some more?
No thanks, Gildersleeve. You can pull in the hose now.
Okay.
Hey, when is that guy gonna get here?
Oh, you mean the man who invented the paving material? Well, he's due any minute, McGee. Just be patient. Are you terribly tired?
I ain't as tired as I am disgusted. I'm disgusted and humiliated. My feet are getting numb. You know, this stuff is getting hard. Hey, did you call City Hall again?
Yes, I did, dearie.
Who'd you get?
Mert.
Mert. What did she have to say?
Well, she said her cousin overturned his canoe yesterday.
Yeah, did he get drowned?
Oh, no, he just got tired of paddling and overturned it to his brother.
Overturned it to his brother. If that ain't the farthest fetched gag I ever heard, and me standing here helpless.
By George, here comes McGee. It won't be long now.
What? Who?
Oh, it's the inventor of the paving material, McGee. He'll know how to get you loose. Now, make way there, please, folks. Let the man through. McGee, here's the expert.
Hiya, bud. Glad to see you.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, it's Wallace Wimple.
Are you really the inventor of this pavement, Mr. Wimple?
Well, yes, I am. And I'm dreadfully sorry that your husband got stuck, Mrs. McGee. It just makes me miserable to think of it.
What do you mean it makes you miserable? What do you think of me?
I'd rather not say in front of all these people.
Well, how can we get him out of there, Mr. Wimple?
Well, Mrs. McGee, as I see it, the whole thing depends on a chemical analysis of the material. Maybe we can dissolve some of it around his feet.
That's the first sensible remark that's been made today. What is the chemical formula, Wimple?
Oh, that's a secret, Mr. McGee.
What do you mean it's a secret?
That's what I mean. It's a secret.
Well, you know what the secret is, don't you?
No, but my wife does.
Your wife? What's she got to do with your invention?
Well, she's really the inventor. I'm only the one who saw it for possibilities in it for paving material.
What was it in the first place?
Her recipe for chocolate pudding. The minute I tasted it, I said, Cordelia, this would make wonderful paving material.
And what did she say?
I don't know. Everything went black. But here's what we better do, Mr. McGee.
I don't care what we better do, but let's do it.
All righty. I'll go home and analyze this material and see how we can dissolve it around your feet.
Will your wife give you the formula?
If she won't, Mrs. McGee, we'll have to use air hammers and chop him loose.
Hey, go easy, fellas. You're getting awful close to my feet.
Oh, be patient. You're nearly free, dearie.
Oh, there you go, buddy. Sorry you gotta go home with 2 chunks of pavement on each foot, but that's the best we could do.
I imagine you can soak that off with turpentine, McGee.
Oh, come on, dearie. I'll take one arm and Mr. Gildersleeve the other.
Okay, much obliged, fellas. All right, one side there, everybody.
Can you walk, little chum?
I think so. Let me try. Yeah, I can manage. Oh, boy, is this a relief. I thought I'd never get out of here. You know what the first thing I'm gonna do is, Molly, after I get these hunks of pavement off of my feet?
What, dearie?
I'm gonna run right out and mail that letter for you.
Give it here, McGee.
No, sir. I started out to mail it, and by the 7 Sisters of Maud Kelly, I'm gonna mail it.
It's no use, dearie. The letter's no good now.
What you mean? Who is it for?
The street commissioner.
My goodness, Miss McGee. What did you want him to do?
Pave the street in front of our house.
Oh,
and Molly will be back in just a moment. Here's a question several people have asked me lately. Is Johnson's Glow Coat good for other kinds of floors besides linoleum? Yes, it most certainly is. It's good for painted or varnished wood floors, or for floors covered with rubber or asphalt tile. Glow Coat gives all these floors a real coat of protection, enhances their beauty, makes cleaning easy. And it's just as easy to apply Glow Coat to these floors as it is to linoleum. When a floor is clean, apply Glow Coat with a cloth or a long-handled Glow Coat applier. Let it dry for 20 minutes. Glow Coat polishes itself without any rubbing or buffing. That's why it's called self-polishing. Most women find Glow Coat especially helpful in protecting their kitchen linoleum floors because these floors get more than average wear. Linoleum manufacturers themselves recommended this easy, no-rubbing method for keeping linoleum clean, making it last longer. Try Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat on your floors.
Dead rat. Oh, the dead ratted. If that wasn't the darndest thing.
Oh, who are you talking about, McGee? Egghead Vanderveen?
No. Egghead McGee. I'm disgusted. Making a receptacle of myself. Everybody jeering and pointing at me. And me squawking and hollering like there's...
Oh, stop fussing about it. It wasn't that bad. And anyway, I'll give you credit for one thing.
What's that?
It's the first time you ever put your foot in it and then opened your mouth.
Ow. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat and the Riverside Township Radio Players, inviting you to be with us again next season in September 2022. Good night. This is the Riverside Township Radio Players.
There you go. So you have a lot of things to do when you go home tonight. Brush your teeth, shampoo your hair, fight communism, and apply a coat of self-polishing Glow Coat to your floors tonight. And then when you're done, you can watch Armis Brooks at 3 a.m. How about that? Your whole night planned out right here. So we want to go through the cast of tonight's show of Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The voices in the crowd, of course, were provided by Jay Summerfield and myself. The snooty Mrs. Uppington, and that manly construction worker was Allison Byon. That doddering old-timer was played by Kathy Juarez. That battered inventor, Mr. Wallace Wimple, was John Byon. Harlow Wilcox, the friendly neighborhood pitchman, was Mark Fazio. Gildersleeve, the Great, was played by Andre Dixon. And of course, our sound effects by Marty McNulty. And our music. So now, I don't know how many of you listened to Fibber, McGee, and Molly, the original show, but I don't know if some of you know this, but when they did the original show, Molly would leave, and Sis, the little girl, would always come in, and that's because she did both voices. And just like Marion Jordan, we have our own Donna Amesmeyer doing both. And finally, that dummy who got stuck in fresh pavement, Fibber McGee, was Brad Zuro. So that's going to do it for this season of the Riverside Township Radio Players. We'll be back again in September 2022, and we hope you'll join us, and we'll see all your smiling faces then. We hope you have a great summer. I want to thank John Gesselmino and Lorenzo Cordova for running our audio and visual. Give them a round of applause. I want to thank Marty McNulty one more time for all the work he does. We, of course, want to thank the Riverside Township Board, who, without their support, we would not have been here for, 22 years? Yeah, long time. There, somebody was impressed. We'll sign your autographs after the show if you'd like. And I'd like to thank all these fine people up here. They get together every month and they talk to each other in weird voices. And then we rehearse the show. And anyway, so they do a great job, and give them one more round of applause. And of course, we want to thank you for coming out and laughing and supporting us. This is probably our biggest crowd ever, and we thank you all for being here. You are consummate fans. I see many of you in the audience. You brave cold and hot and rain and snow all season to see our shows, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate you all being here. So give yourselves a round of applause. If you're missing us over the summer, you can check us out on YouTube, thanks to Andre Dixon, who puts all our 22 years worth of videos up on YouTube. You can binge watch us this summer. And with that, we wish you a very happy, healthy, and safe summer, and we'll see you right back here, same place, same dial, in September 2022. Have a good night, everybody.